Mary, did you know? Hey there, guys. Welcome to Christmas week. This week in your reading plan, we are looking at the Christmas story, but from different perspectives. And we're actually going to start by looking at the perspective of Mary. So, you read part of chapter 1 in Luke. I'd encourage you guys to read the whole chapter. It's just a really sweet picture of Mary, and I think specifically Mary's faith. Kind of look at the Advent. The classic Advents, faith, hope, peace, joy. I think those are it. But when I think about Mary, I specifically think about faith. This would be a young woman who has, first of all, had like an angel show up, which, whoa, that's crazy. But then, too, has basically given her this news that would drastically shape the trajectory of her life. To be pregnant out of wedlock was a pretty big deal in the first century. It could have meant, for sure would have meant social isolation, but could have been punishable by death. Basically, everything was on the line for her engagement to Joseph, her standing in society, even her life. But the angel first just gives her this comfort of don't be afraid, gives her this picture of what this son, the Son of God, would be. He'd be a king, David's line, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, God with us. And Mary's response, minus some questions of like, how is this like gonna work? But really just her response is one of faith, and saying like, okay, I am the Lord's servant. God, I'm gonna trust what you say. I'm gonna have faith in your promises, and I'm gonna just follow you in obedience and in faith. And I think that's really incredible, especially just thinking about our own responses to when God gives us either like a word for our lives or kind of directs our path a certain way, or when we look at his word and see how he's asked us to live. So often if they go against maybe what our own plans are, maybe what we think would be comfortable, we can respond with hesitation or questioning or distrust of God. But I think a really sweet lesson that we can see from Mary is how to respond full of faith, that what God says is true, is good, and that his promises are sure, that what he says will happen, and will be for our good. So as you are reflecting on the Christmas story, I hope that you see the beauty in Mary's story, and even the beauty in her song of worship and the rest of, in the end of Luke 1. I'd encourage you, go check that out and let her song of praise just become your own in whatever season of life you might find yourself, what it looks like to trust and have faith in the God of covenant promises, the God who is faithful to his word, faithful to his promises.